I want to recognize our senior members of Parliament here, those who have been in Parliament more than 2 terms. I want to recognize our leaders in the Patriotic Front and in the Tonse Alliance. And above all, I think I just want to honor God for everything that He's doing for this country. Zambia needed to change leadership so that the people can be able to test the other type of leadership before they can make the right decision. When you have a good leader in power, it's very easy for you to abuse him. It's very easy for you to maybe, throw a lot of mud at him. I think as at today, every Zambian in their home, when they sit and they ask themselves questions as to what they did to the Patriotic Front, I'm sure every home is now saying, we are sorry that we removed, the Patriotic Front, people who had a heart, people who loved the country to the core. Why am I saying this? It's only 11 months before the Parliament is dissolved. By May, will have been dissolved. There will be no member of Parliament, there will be no president, there will be nothing. We'll be getting into an election. It will be 3 months before the general election. And today, parliamentarians are being arrested and being sent to jail. And this means that in the next 11 months, we still have to spend colossal sums of money to replace those members of Parliament. Who does that? Who makes such a decision? In a home, you even know that there is no food for your children, then you go and start spending to buy a Mercedes-Benz. Where is the heart of a leader? In everything that is happening, the reason why the president appoints the leadership, even the reason why he appoints the justice, the reason why he appoints the leader from Parliament is for them to be having conversations so that they can be able to take this country to another level. What I would just want to say is that the judiciary has failed us. Even them, they would have resonated very well with the powers that be to tell them, to say it's only 11 months before Parliament is dissolved. There would be no need, there would be genuinely no need of incarcerating our members of Parliament, because if really they have done a good work, it's only after 11 months they are going to have new members of Parliament. If Honorable Mawonga, Honorable JJ Banda, Honorable Munia Zulu, Honorable Chitotelan, Honorable, if they didn't do a good work, they should have just held on until such a time. We had a leader in Edgar Chagwalungu. There was one of the members of Parliament who was arrested in the UPND, but he refused that do not incarcerate this person. The best is for them to be just given a fine, and then they continue until such a time. A leader is supposed to know when they are supposed to save resources for the nation. We are talking about domestic resource mobilization. If there's few resources that we have in our country, we are all sending them for by-elections. What are we going to have to feed our people? It's painful today. As a woman, I feel it. Mawonga has left a 2-year-old child. She's a young parliamentarian. And honestly, how can we be so hard-hearted that we can incarcerate a mother, someone who is supposed to be nurturing a 2-year-old child, and the other children who still need her care? We have Wanzila, Mrs. Kampiongo, who has been incarcerated 3 years. She has left young children who need to be taken to school, who need to be fed. My appeal is that Zambians, you have seen the type of leadership that we have. They do not have a heart, even for the innocent small children who are there. They should have thought better, especially for the women. I'm crying. There was no need to keep Wanzila in prison for property which was left by your mother and father. There was no need, definitely. for keeping Mawonga. For the next 11 months, what could she have done that would have changed the face of this nation? It is very sad that this is what we are going through as a nation. And the painful part is that the energy which is being used to arrest opposition leaders, it is so heavy. Unless we do something as a country, we end up having a dictator as president. What we need to do is, as leaders from all sorts, from the church and everywhere, let us warn our people. What is happening is we are slowly sliding into a one-party state. But is that what Zambians want? In 1991, the Zambians refused. They said, we want a multi-party democracy. This idea of some members of parliament, they are hiding, they are failing to talk. You have instilled so much fear in some of these members such that they would rather pretend they are UPND rather than remain within their party. All that shows that you are not having, a fatherly leadership. As a parent, you should know to say, this child behaves this way, the other one behaves that way. But that doesn't make you disown them or try to hold them with, a hard fist. Zambia, I think, is due for change of leadership. 2026 is our time. And already Petauke showed them that we are not going to allow such kind of behavior. And we are going to Lumezi. The marching orders now, honorable members of parliament, is that from here, let us all go and camp in Lumezi and make sure that they see that Zambians cannot be taken for granted. We must win that seat. That is the only language which the UPND are going to understand. Because if we allow them to continue doing what they are doing, they will take Zambians for granted. But if we show them in Lumezi, then we go and camp also in Imfue to show them that they are not going to take Zambians for granted. I think that is the route that we must take. It's so unfortunate that parliament has become boring. People cannot speak. Even when we are going back, we don't even know how we are going to represent you, the people of Zambia. It is so sad that this is where we have reached. You used to watch Parliament TV. Today people are telling me that we have even stopped because it is no longer interesting. Because Parliament, that is when you are a parliamentarian, you have immunity to speak so that you are able to air out some of the issues which are affecting the people of Zambia. Today we have this, the pipeline, which was manned by one man. And as we are talking right now, that Sash Patel had enjoyed dominance for the past 4 years. He's made so much money. And today, this is when they reopen to say, no, now it's free. But the 4 years, only one man has been controlling the fuel prices. For us in Lundazi, you find that most of our people, they are buying fuel from Malawi because it is cheaper. Here, there is no competition. Our neighbor in Malawi is doing far much better. How can we run a country like that? But what I just want to encourage you is that, you see, weeping endures for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Let us remain steadfast. Let us remain strong. Above all, we must not forget that leadership comes from above. And the God who loves Zambia so much is going to deliver us. Let us just remain steadfast. Even if you are provoked, do not overreact, because what they are looking for is the Mporokoso seat. What they want is the Lunte seat. Almost all of us here as members of parliament, we have been to court in any case. All these seats are seats which the UPND wanted. All the 9 members of parliament were, actually those seats were taken. Alas, we had to be saved by some good people who still feel people need to be justified for any cause that has to be undertaken. If it was not for some, maybe few who are remaining in the judiciary system who are able to say no to this nonsense, members of parliament like Munduvide, Lunte, and all these, including the Kangombes, they were all gone. So in short, what they want is that all the members of Patriotic Front should extinct. And not only that, what they want is that all of us should never open our mouth to tell them to say that the pipeline is being run by one such patel. They don't want us to speak the truth. They don't want us to tell them to say, you promise the people that you're going to give them cheap fertilizer. Can you deliver that cheap fertilizer? Once they hear you talking like that, they have hired, you see, some small boys who are always behind the, typing and insulting on the media. So sometimes when you are talking, do not be worried by many negative comments which are coming out, because there are some few disgruntled individuals who have been hired by the UPND so that they can be able to write, negative messages to you. What is important is that Zambians get your NRCs, get your voters' cards, and at the right time, you should come and show them that their time is up. And they will have a shock. I don't even know where they will go to. But what I would want to assure you is that the Tonse team, the president who is coming, is a leader, someone who is going to love this nation. And there will be no vengeance. The only thing we can talk about is love. This country must heal. We are looking for where we can embrace each other and love one another and be able to speak as one country. For now, this issue of dividing us, hurting each other, and all these things which are happening, really, they have to come to an end. And also, Honorable, you talked about the CDF issue. I had said CDF is a scam. Now, the truth is coming out, because I told them, I said, there is no way we have people in Lundazi who are able to do most of the works. Why is it that cadres from other provinces and other towns are the ones who are coming, who are being given contracts? You know what has happened in Lundazi? Most of those people have fled, except for a few Lundazi residents are the ones who are able to do the works properly. But the rest, it was just a license to steal. They put up this system, pushing quite some colossal sums of money so that their cadres can be able to go and loot those funds. And they are failing to complete the projects. And Sialubalo has gone around. He has seen in some areas there is even nothing for him to commission because of the people who were given the contracts. It was used to loot the funds which us Zambians contribute. That's why I said that CDF is a scam, because you cannot start sitting at the provincial level. No, give this one who is a UPND, a secretary somewhere, give this one who is the IPS this contract. At the end of the day, they have gone there, they have failed to complete the projects. And what I had said is now being justified. What I can say is let us pray for our families. Let us pray for our friends who are in prison. The only hope they have is you Zambians out there and us, few members of parliament, those who can even manage to open their mouth. Otherwise, the rest, they have been sealed and they are so scared to say anything. And thank you so much, honorable members of parliament and leadership. God bless you. Thanks.
Thank you very much, DSG. Before I call upon the